The night was supposed to be ordinary, quiet, and forgettable, until a single notification shattered the calm like a thunderbolt. People blinked at their screens, unsure if what they saw was real. Wait, what? No way. This has to be wrong. But the headline didn't disappear. It grew louder, heavier, almost electric. Shohei Ohtani. Breaking news. A story no one expected. Across the U.S., from late-night baseball fans to casual scrollers, the reaction was the same. Is this real? Hold on, what happened? And the most common whisper of all. I didn't see this coming. The timestamp was past midnight. Most people were half asleep, the world fading into silence. But suddenly, every sports feed exploded at once. A shockwave swept through social media. Live streams popped up instantly. Commentators rushed to their microphones with trembling voices. Even rival fans froze, unable to look away. Because anytime Shohei Ohtani's name appears in a headline like this, you know something massive is about to unfold. The report wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was simply unexpected. And sometimes, the quietest news hits the hardest. People refreshed their screens again and again, hoping the truth would reveal itself. And slowly, piece by piece, the story came into focus. Some thought it was a rumor. Others believed it was a leak. But one thing became undeniable. What happened to Ohtani that night would ripple across the baseball world. Even journalists who had covered him for years admitted they were stunned. Veteran analysts paused mid-show, struggling to find the right words. One of them finally whispered, "I didn't predict this. Not even close." And that's when the emotional weight began to sink in. Because Ohtani isn't just a player. He's a phenomenon, a once-in-a-century force who changes the air around him. Any shift, no matter how small, feels seismic. Fans scrolled through reactions, Japanese comments saying, American reactions saying, "Bro, what?" Latin American fans writing, "Esto es increíble." It became a global moment, collected in a single breath. Then came the details, clearer, sharper, more intense. People sat up in bed. Lights flicked on across apartments and houses. Some paced around their rooms, trying to process it. Some woke their family up, whispering urgently, "You need to see this. Now." Suddenly it wasn't just a headline. It was a story with gravity. A story that demanded attention. The reactions kept pouring in. Players, coaches, celebrities, everyone wanted to weigh in. Some called it astonishing. Some called it historic. Some called it unreal. But behind all the noise, one truth pulsed like a heartbeat. Ohtani had once again done something no one anticipated. And that's what makes him different. He doesn't follow the script. He writes his own. He doesn't chase the spotlight. The spotlight chases him. And even in the middle of the night, when the world is asleep, he finds a way to wake everyone up. Fans replayed the announcement again and again, trying to understand its full meaning. How would this affect the Dodgers? How would it shake the league? What was coming next? Because whenever Ohtani moves, baseball moves with him. By sunrise, the shock had transformed into wonder. The fear into awe. The disbelief into excitement. People didn't just read the news, they felt it. Deeply, viscerally. And as the morning light spread across the U.S., one thing became clear. This moment would not be forgotten anytime soon. Not because it was dramatic. Not because it was unexpected. But because it reminded the world who Shohei Ohtani really is. A player who defies predictions. A star who bends expectations. A once-in-a-lifetime figure who turns every headline into history. And as fans watched the story continue to unfold, they felt something rare. A sense of being present at the edge of something extraordinary. The kind of moment that makes you stop. Makes you breathe. Makes you think. Because with Shohei Ohtani, the next chapter always begins with a shock. And it always ends with greatness.